OYKEL Quickies! Hey, welcome to an OYKEL Quickie, where I talk about a game or movie somewhat quickly. Today I want to talk about Cult of the Lamb because, my god, this game is amazing. Cult of the Lamb is a roguelike mix of a colony simulator. You run around in a dungeon-like map layout and save people who you indoctrinate into your cult. You have to take care of your cult in order to get rewards which will help you progress through the roguelike section of the game. I'm going to talk about the cult aspect of the game first, and then I'll talk about the roguelike section because that's where I gotta get a bit more serious. The cult aspect of the game is definitely my favorite part of the game. You collect members over time, unlock different ways to customize them, and you can name them. So when I had to sacrifice my first cult member, Germa985, because another cult member, your mother, wanted to give our god a gift, I almost teared up. I became a lot more attached to my cult than I thought I would. I was originally treating them like a business, but I started treating them like family. But then I found out that you could tax them, so I started making them work constantly and I stole their money. Building in the game has a lot of satisfaction to it. At the beginning of the game, building is slow and lonely, but once you've got around 15 plus cult members, building becomes a community task where everyone pitches in, and it's nice to see the faith in the cult go up every time you build something new. You can also go back to your cult, so every time you go back to base, it says the cult's name. For me, it kept saying Specific Gaming, a Discord server that you should join. Link in description. The roguelike section of the game can get pretty repetitive, but it's the same with most roguelikes. The thing that keeps you going isn't necessarily the gameplay, but the need to finish the level. I also felt the urge to stay in the roguelike section of the map because of the amazing graphics. Only two other games have managed to utterly stun me just visually, and that's Hades and BioShock Infinite. The art style is just so amazing and it shines with the world design. Some enemy attacks can be hard to predict and sometimes they can be a complete pain in the ass, but overall the roguelike section of the game is solid. The mini bosses in this game are great. It's fun to see what attacks you'll be going up against in the final fights with the bishops, but it's much more fun to see what the mini boss NPC will look like. For context, when you beat a mini boss, they become an NPC that you can indoctrinate into your cult. Each section of the game has different designs for these bosses, my favorite being from the first section and my least favorite being from the frogs. They're still cool, but they look like they have severe need for some acne cream. On the other hand, we have the bishops, who are the final bosses of each level, and honestly, they're meh. Most of them aren't too interesting to fight, and they're not all too interesting visually. I got really hyped when I saw the first boss, Leshy, who was the most uniquely designed enemy in the entire game, which upset me because I was expecting the same quality for all the other bosses, but didn't receive it. Then there's the one who remains, the final boss of the game, who is kinda meh. The attacks are new, which already gives him more points than the previous bosses, but he's lacking cool visual design. I do like that you get to fight his two minion guys beforehand to prove that you're even strong enough or worthy to even fight him, but other than that, Leshy is still the best boss in the game. In terms of content to price, the game is $35 and I feel like the quality of the game doesn't exactly fit that price. Of course, you know, I still believe that the game is amazing. It is just designed beautifully, it looks great, but with the amount of flaws that it does have and with how short the game actually is, I don't think it's worth $35. Like, I would happily pay $20 for it, but $35 is a bit much. There's a lot more I could go into, but I don't want to drag this out. This is called an OYKEL Quickie, so let's wrap this up. In conclusion, Cult of the Lamb is a short but sweet play. It's got engaging boss battles and an amazing colony life simulation part of the game. If you like roguelikes where you can just also relax, this is just for you. TLDR, Animal Crossing mixed with Hades. Definitely play this game.